and welcome to another week of rock tumbling updates. It's rather cold now in November, so the noise you hear in the background is the heater. I'm trying to get this up to a reasonable temperature in here before I start to work. But my workshop heats pretty quickly, so I should be toasty in no time. For those who are new to the channel, my name is Shannon and I love rock tumbling. I love rocks and gems, and polishing rocks is one of my favorite hobbies. And in this weekly video journal, it is just a record of all of my projects and what's going on in my barrels on any given week. So if you're interested in rock tumbling, stick around and you get to see quite a variety of rocks that I'll be showing you this week. So, if you're ready to look at all of these pretty rocks, let's get started. This Apatite is the only batch we have in course this week, and it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty smooth. It took a lot of time to clean the slurry off of this batch. It had thickened up really good, but there's still some coarse grit I can see on some of these pieces, so I'm gonna give it a good wash cycle before I move it on, and then of course examine any of these to see if they're likely to break up in the next stage. But the color's looking good, they're really smooth, so we'll see how they do in medium grit. The Moonstone just finished a week in medium grit and it's feeling really smooth. It's looking really good. I do believe there are some pieces I'm going to have to take out because they're looking a little bit more fragile. But yeah, so far these are looking super nice. We've got some really good examples of all the different color types. Like this red one is really nice. And this dark gray one. All right, well, let me get these washed up really good, and I'm gonna move these to fine grit, but I'm gonna do the same as I did the Gabbro and the Labrador or the Larvikite, and do them in fine for 4 days and in extra fine for 3 days, because these are looking like they're a little more fragile than most, so I don't want to beat them up any more than necessary. But they're looking really lovely. Now this mix of citrine and other quartz is doing pretty well. Oh, that one looked like it's got a good chip in it. Bummer. Well, citrine, this is most likely heat-treated amethyst. And quartz, amethyst, rose quartz, all of the quartz family, this kind of semi-translucent quartz, tends to be rather scratch resistant. So it's Mohs hardness 7, but it doesn't have a lot of toughness. So if they hit together, they're going to crack. And so we just have to be extra careful with those quartzes and make sure they've got a lot of cushion. So I'll be adding in some more cushion to this batch here, but yeah, everything else is looking a lot better. I mean, this is definitely, a million times smoother than it was going out of that polish batch that went wrong. Still not sure how, but yeah, all of this quartz and carnelian and fire quartz, and here's a little Indigo Jasper there. This is all looking nice so far, so I'll give it a really good rinse and a wash cycle and put this in fine grits. The Lepidolite has finished a week in fine grit, and it's looking pretty nice and smooth. Like as smooth as it can for the type of stone that it is. While picking through these, though, I did feel some with some really sharp parts like this one here that I'll have to pick out, and I'll have to find the bits that broke off so that these don't go into the next phases. So these need a really good examination, and only really the best of these will go further. But it does look like with lepidolite, when you're tumbling it, you end up with a lot of little pebbles. But it's still pretty. It's a really nice purple. And it's got a lot of flash from that mica in it. And yeah, that's beautiful. All right, time to check these out closer. Now the tiger eye has spent a full week in extra fine, which was not my intention. I really only wanted to keep it in there a couple of days. However, it was really cold and rainy this week, and there wasn't really ever a good time to get out there without getting wet and freezing, so I just left it in until today. It doesn't, tiger eye looks to be so tough that it's not going to get too wrecked by some extra time tumbling and extra fine. But now it's ready for polish, so I'm going to give these some really, really good wash cycles. Clean them off, clean off all the media really good, and then move them over to polish. Okay, here we go. We're checking the Gabbro after 1 week in polish, so let's wish me some luck here. I'm gonna pick a couple out, wash them up to polish, and dry them off. Yeah, look at that. That's looking nice. It's got some good polish on it. Yeah. Let's check some more. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is my favorite one. It's the one I've been watching the whole time. Get it dried off. And yeah, look how nice that is. And see, there's that flash that I've been looking at the whole time. And let's get it extra dry on my t-shirt, because hey, that's how I do. And yeah, looking good. Yeah. All right. I can tell that the surfaces of these aren't perfect, but I also recently purchased some tumbled Gabbro, and it was the exact same way. There's a little bit of undercutting on these, so it's not a perfectly smooth surface. However, these do have a really nice shine to them. So we'll see. I will get them I will clean them off really good, burnish them, and we'll see how they do. But right now they're looking okay to exit polish. They're good. They got that shine on it. Excellent. I'll clean these up and then show you some of the finished product. All right, and here is the Larvikite and other quartz mix after 1 week in polish. Let's see how this is doing. Okay, good polish there. Again, the surface isn't perfectly smooth, and I think that's just the nature of tumbling granites, but it's got a good polish on it. Let's try some more. I'll get this good and dry. Yeah, there we go. So that's how that's looking. It's the Larvikite. Much better than the first time around. Nice. All right. Let's see. I'm just going to try one more. Got a nice shine on it. Really good. But I'm going to give these a good clean and set them out to really dry, because I think that's when I saw the problems before. When they dried, they just didn't look great. So we'll see. But we also do, let me see. Yeah. We have some other pieces in here as well that I'll check on, but all right, this is looking good. So I'll get these really cleaned up and then I'll show you what they look like after they're clean. Now here is the Howlite, and it has been in dry polish for several weeks. It was really slow to take a shine, but like, look, I haven't even rinsed and polished, and you can already see the flash on that. It's so nice. And yeah, it's done really well. Like I said, slow going to get the polish, but it's at a really beautiful stage right now. I've been checking on it regularly to see how it was going, and I think it's really ready for a good wash and burnish, and then I can show you what the finished product looks like. Beautiful Howlite. We have some barrels open today, and I'm going to start some new batches. And this one's for Paul. I know you're watching because he specifically requested Obsidian. And I did have some Obsidian rough, and I've never tumbled Obsidian before. Very curious about it. These are some really large pieces though. So I'm probably not going to have too many in the batch, because I also don't want to break this up. It's really beautiful and I don't want to risk wrecking it. But I do have some other bags here as well. I'll pick through and find a good distribution of size for these, and I'll get some Obsidian in coarse grit today. And a note, as I'm starting up this Obsidian, I have been told that you should start Obsidian with a fair amount of ceramic media in it to begin with, to give it some initial cushion. So I am starting that. I'll put in a little bit more, but I just wanted to make that note that that's what I'm doing that's different from normal. All right, and the next stone that I'll be starting today is a little bit different. It's Leopardskin Jasper, and it's really pretty and hard to tell from the rough, as is with most rough. But the finished product of Leopardskin Jasper tends to be this nice spotted stone with varying shades of pinks and reds and browns, and it can be really lovely. And I have this nice rough here, and you know, I'm feeling like a Jasper today, so we're gonna get this started. We'll put this in one of our barrels with rough. was a super productive week, and I'm a little bit tired and I need some more coffee. But I hope you enjoyed seeing all of the different stones, all of the different stages, finishing some, starting some. Like, it was really exciting. So, if you're brand new to rock tumbling and you want to follow along on my adventures, then make sure to hit the subscribe button. But I also wanted to let you know that I have an online course, Rock Tumbling 101, and the link for that will be in the description below if you're interested in learning how to start polishing rocks from the ground floor. All the equipment and the supplies you need, and how to perform every step in the process to get you to your first finished batch. And if you're an experienced rock tumbler and you're interested in how I tumble a different variety of stones, welcome as well. Hit the subscribe button. Anyway, I'm hungry and I need some coffee, and I will see you next week.